The AI I'm about to show you books real estate appointments and calls potential leads and recovers canceled leads and reminds leads so that real estate agents don't have to lift a finger. Watch these conversations I had with the agents.
Morgan from Vista. How can I help you today?
Yeah, hi there. I'm a homeowner and I was looking to sell my home.
Great. Are you currently working with a real estate agent, or is this your first time reaching out for help?
I don't have a real estate agent yet.
Perfect. Thanks for letting me know. I'd love to help connect you with a top-rated local agent for a no-obligation consult. Could I ask a few quick questions to match you with the best agent? What city or neighborhood is your home located in? And do you have an ideal timeline for selling?
It's located in the New York City area and I'm looking to move out ASAP.
We'll prioritize a quick turnaround for you. What type of property are you looking to sell? And would you prefer a daytime or evening call with an agent for your quick intro chat?
Oh yeah, single family home, and I think sometime tomorrow would be great.
Thank you. I'll get this moving for you. Could I grab your name, best phone number, and email address? That way I can get the call set up with one of our local agents for tomorrow. Hi there, this is Michael from Mr. Real Estate. Just following up after your cancellation.
Hi there.
Hi, thanks for getting back to me. I noticed you've shown interest in buying or selling with Vista Realtors. Would you be open to a quick, no obligation call with one of our top local agents? We're happy to answer any questions or help you get started. Just let me know if there's a good time.
I mean, the reason I canceled was because I thought this was going to be expensive.
Thank you for sharing that. I completely understand. Sometimes it's hard to know what to expect with these calls. There's absolutely no pressure or obligation. Our quick intro call is simply a chance to connect with a local expert and get your questions answered. If there's anything you're unsure about, that's perfectly fine too. How can I help now make things easier for you?
I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to book an appointment now, I guess.
I'll make sure you get connected for your appointment with one of our top local agents right away. Thank you for choosing Mr. Realtors. We look forward to helping you.
Now that you've heard the demos of these voice AI assistants for real estate, I bet you understand how important they can be, especially if real estate calls go unnoticed every day. In this video, we will be building the exact system that transforms real estate agencies and turns their phone into a revenue machine. If you want a system like this built for you, and it doesn't have to be related to real estate, there's a link in the description to book a free, quick intro chat and discuss that. We are limiting the number of people we are working with this month to just 3 people. So go ahead and take your spot before somebody else does. And if it's not for you, I'll still make sure you leave with some gifts that can help you grow your business in 2025. Now, you may be asking, how are we going to build this whole system in just 15 minutes? Well, I've provided you a link in the description where you can join my school community and download all 4 workflows for free, as well as set them up with me for free, step by step. So now, let's get to the building. So the first step in setting this system up is to go ahead to NAN. NAN is essentially an automation platform that allows your voice agents to perform tasks like calendar booking. So you're going to go ahead and sign in or click get started to sign up. I already have all 4 of my workflows open and set up. And the way you're going to do the same thing is you're going to drop down to my school community and access the template. You're going to download each of the 4 templates and you're going to create 4 workflows in NAN. After you're in each of your workflows, you're going to go ahead to the top right corner. You're going to click those 3 dots and you're going to click import from file. You're going to do this for all 4 workflows. From here, you're going to name all 4 of your workflows if they haven't been named yet. This workflow with the 2 green reminder squares is going to be named Real Estate Project Reminders. This workflow with the green schedule trigger over here is going to be named Real Estate Project Qualifier. And the largest workflow is just going to be named Real Estate Project Inbound. The next step is to go ahead to Vappy.ai. If you don't have an account yet, you're going to sign up for one. It's quite straightforward. Once you're on the screen that I'm at in the assistants section, you're going to go ahead and click create assistant 4 times. You're going to name these assistants with the same names as the workflow. So you're going to have a Vista Real Estate Inbound, Vista Real Estate Reminders, Lead Recovery, and a Qualifier voice agents. The way you're going to access the system prompts is by once again going to the link in the description and joining my school community. While you're there, if you are looking to implement more advanced versions of these templates into your business, you can go ahead and book a free 15-minute intro chat using the calendar link I provided. And just some basic settings that you will set up in Vappy are as follows. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead to the model section and you can select GPT 4.1. And you're going to do this for all 4 assistants. Next up, you're going to go back into NAN. You'll notice that for 3 of our workflows, we have something called a webhook, and it has a curved square shape. What you're going to do for all of our workflows, except the reminder workflow, which does not have a webhook, is click on this block, copy this URL up here, making sure it says post and not anything else. Once you have it copied, you're going to go ahead back into Vappy and click in the advanced section of the agent. So in this case, I copied the webhook link from my inbound workflow. So I'm going to go ahead to my inbound agent, go ahead to advanced settings, scroll down, click messaging, and copy paste this URL inside. I already have that URL pasted, but you won't. So just paste it in there and click publish. Also, while you're there, you're going to go ahead to these client messages and server messages section. For the client messages section, you're going to uncheck everything except the transcript and the tool calls. For the server messages section, you can uncheck everything except for end of call report and transcript final. After doing this, you're going to click publish. Now what you're going to do is repeat this process for the 2 other assistants. Once you've done that for all 3 of your agents, except the reminder agent, you're good to move on. The next thing we are going to do is set up something called tools for our voice agents. Think of tools as something that give our voice agents the ability to perform certain things like calendar bookings, answering FAQs, and more. So our agent is going to be equipped with 4 different tools. Those are also mentioned in the system prompt, and they all relate to our calendar, so we can check available times, book them, reschedule them, or cancel them. What you are going to do is go ahead to the tools section, and what you're going to do right now is set up those tools. To make it simple for you and not bore you with a bunch of talking about how to set up these tools, I made a guide for you and also put it in the school community. It's going to contain all of the steps you need to set up these tools, but essentially what you're going to do is name the tools exactly as they are mentioned in the inbound agent's prompt, assign a short description for the tool, create some parameters which allow us to capture information from the leads, and add the same webhook link from our inbound agent inside of the server URL site. This is quite simple, so there's really nothing to worry about. After this, you can set up one more tool, and this is going to be for our lead recovery agent. The steps to set up this tool will also be included in the guide, so you can quickly set them up yourself. And don't forget to add the correct webhook URL for this agent. Once you have set up those tools, we're going to go step by step to set up the rest of these workflows. In NAN, there are things called nodes, which are those big blocks, the square ones and the rectangle ones you see. But there are also things called subnodes, which are these little circles you see here. In order for our AI agents to work, we need to provide them with a certain AI model that they can use to perform tasks. In this case here, I am using the Azure OpenAI chat model, and this is from Microsoft. I'm not going to be going over how to set this up in this video, but you can find tutorials on YouTube that will help you set it up in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. The reason I use this is because when you sign up through a link that I dropped in the description, you can actually get $1,000 in free credit. There are other providers that you can use, such as OpenRouter or OpenAI, but OpenRouter has a limit on how much you can use, and OpenAI is paid. So I strongly encourage you to go ahead and sign up to get your free $1,000 credits, because not many people know about this, and I'm not sure for how long it will last. After you have set up a chat model, you're simply going to connect it to the pre-existing AI agents in this workflow, and you're going to choose a model name. Here I have my credential that I've set up, and the model name that I'm using is GPT 4.1 Mini. For this kind of system, it doesn't matter too much what kind of model you're using, but make sure to use either 4.0 or one of the 4.1 models, because those will give you reliable results. The next step in our inbound agent is another AI agent. Now, you will notice that besides having a chat model, it also has 4 tools attached to it. These are requests that are made to the calendar by our AI agent, so it can check availability, book appointments, cancel them, and reschedule them. Setting this up can get a bit complicated, but I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. So what you're going to do is head over to cal.com. You're going to sign up for an account if you don't have one already. Once you sign up for cal.com, you're going to go ahead into the apps section and then add Google Calendar and Google Meet as apps that you can use for appointment booking. You may have already done that when you were signing up, but if you haven't, just go ahead and do that. The next thing you're going to do is go ahead to the availability section and set your availability. Now, I just have my availability set from Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I don't know why, but that's just how I set it up. We're actually going to have to revise that because our real estate agency does not work from Monday to Saturday. It only works from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So right now I'm setting up my availability, and to make it easier, I'm just going to fill in Monday and click copy times to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Once you've done that, click apply. What you're going to do now is go ahead to the event type section, and you're going to set up an event by clicking new in the top right corner. I already have my event set up, so I'll walk you through on how to do it. So for the title, I called it Real Estate Consultation and gave it a short and quick description. I made each consultation around 30 minutes long for simplicity reasons, so you can do the same. We have already set up our availability, and you can see it here. You can skip the limits section and go ahead to the advanced section. You're going to add this event to your Google Calendar. In the section Add to Calendar, you're just going to add it to your Google Calendar that you hopefully set up in the previous steps. You're going to scroll down and go ahead to these fields. You're going to enable email address, phone number, additional notes, and then click Disable Guests. When rescheduling, we're also going to have a reason for rescheduling. You're going to toggle that on as well. From here, you're pretty much done setting up your cal.com. From here, you're done setting up this event. Make sure to click Save. Now, the next thing you're going to do is create an API key. An API key will allow us to connect our calendar with an AN. So you're going to go ahead into Settings. Once you're in Settings, you're going to go over to the API key section, and you're going to click Add. You're going to name this API key Real Estate Project or something like that. And then you can set the expiration date to never expires. Once you've done that, click Save, copy your new API key, and make sure to store it, because you're not going to be able to see it again. Once you're back in NAN, we're going to start setting up the HTTP requests. First, we're going to set up the check availability tool. It's important to go into this description section and make sure that it's set up for your time zone. In my case, I have it set up to the Eastern time zone because I'm in New York. Here, it's important to look at the description section because its setup depends on the time zone that you're in. So I'm in the Eastern time zone because I'm in New York. So when I'm giving the AI an example, I'm going to use the 4-hour offset. The reason I'm using the 4-hour offset is because cal.com uses the UTC time as a starting point for scheduling your bookings. So here, I add plus 4 hours because that is the amount of time I have to add to my time zone to get to the UTC time. Depending on your time zone, you're going to adjust this. You're also going to adjust this part to tell the agent your location. Below, what you're going to do is set up your API key. This will already be here for you, and this is my API key over here. So what you're going to do is remove mine and just add yours. For the start and end times, we're going to have two expressions that show the time. What you're going to do for this is actually go into the workflow to your code node. You don't need to know anything complicated for this. All you have to do is just change the offset once again. For me, it was 4 hours, and for you, it might be something different. So make sure to check that out. After this, you're going to have the event type ID header, and what you're going to do is paste in the ID over here. The way you get this ID is by going back to the link of your event and looking in your link. So here I have 2618749 as my ID. Finally, we have the time zone where you're just going to set up your times. For me, it's America/New York. And for you, it might be somewhere in Europe or somewhere else in America. You're going to hit save. And now we're going to move on to the book appointment tool. Inside this tool, in the description, you're going to once again adjust it based on your time zone. After you've done that, you're going to scroll down to this part and you're going to provide authorization in order to let cal.com know that it's actually you booking these appointments. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in bear, you're going to put a space after, and then copy paste your API key inside. The cal-API-version will already be set up for you. The content type will also be set up, so no need to worry about that. Then you're going to scroll down to the body, which is what actually allows us to book these appointments. You can hit expand by clicking this little button over here, and you're going to make a few small adjustments. First of all, you're going to change your time zone to whatever yours is, and then you're going to change the event type ID. From here, you're good to go. The third tool we're going to set up is the get information tool. You may have noticed that it wasn't in the original workflow because I accidentally deleted it. Either way, you'll have access to the full workflow with this tool so that you can easily set it up. You're going to click into this tool, paste in your event ID, paste in your API key, and that's all for this setup. After this, we're going to go to the cancel booking tool. For the cancel booking tool, all you're going to do is just provide your API key, and cal.com is just going to do the cancellation for you. For the reschedule booking tool, you're going to provide your API key for the last time, and you're done with the setup. For the rest of the system, make sure you are actually setting up these chat models for your AI agents to work with. Next, we're going to move on to the Airtable part of this. For those of you who don't know, Airtable is a platform where you can create spreadsheets and do much more. But in this video, we're going to be using it only for its spreadsheet. By Airtable here, I have a list of some people, including myself, in the resources tab in my school community. You can access this base. I'm going to share it. And once you open it, you're going to click the small arrow in the top left corner. You're going to click those 3 dots over here, and you would duplicate the base to your own account. The way you're going to connect that Airtable is by going to the home page of the website, clicking on your profile, and then clicking on Builder Hub. Once you're inside of the Builder Hub, you're probably going to be in the personal access token section. You're going to click on create new token, name the token whatever you want. I'm going to name this real estate project. What you're going to do is add scopes here. You're going to add data records read, data records write, schema bases read, and schema bases write. Then you're going to give it access. You can give it access to all of your resources, or you can do it for your base. Either way, you should be able to connect it. I've already created my token, so I'm not going to create another. Once you have your token, and make sure to save it as well because you won't be able to access it later, you're going to go back to NAN. You can click on one of the Airtable modules, go over here, and you're going to create a credential to connect with. So let's say I create a new, I'm going to use my access token, and all I'm going to do is simply copy paste this access token into here. After that, I'm going to click save. That will give me the ability to edit my Airtable spreadsheet. Once you have the credentials set up and ready to go, you're going to set up exactly what you see here. So the resource is going to be a record, the operation is going to be create, and you're going to set up the base as well as the table that you are using. You're going to do this for all steps. You're going to do this for all of your steps, including the delete record Airtable operation, the update record operation, as well as those two little search tools. After you have that set up, congratulations, we are done with the inbound agent. After this, we're going to set up all of our outbound agents. This isn't nearly going to be as long, and you're more than halfway through, so let's just keep going. What we're going to do is start with our qualifier voice agent. For the 3 Airtable modules, you're going to set them up exactly the way you did in the inbound agent. You should already have your credentials saved, so that won't be an issue. The only other part that would need setup is the HTTP request module over here. For this part, all you really need to do is set up just a couple of things. First of all, you're going to have the authorization header. You're going to type in where with a capital B, space, and then copy paste your API key. Make sure there are no other characters or spaces because that can really mess you up. Next, we're going to have the body. What we need for this body is your assistant ID, as well as the phone number ID. For these details, you're going to have to go back to VAPI, to your qualifier agent. To get the assistant ID, you simply go up here, near the title of the assistant, and you're going to copy the assistant ID. You're going to paste your assistant ID into this section to replace mine. Then, what you're going to do is go ahead to the phone number section, and if you're in America, you can get 10 free phone numbers from VAPI for free. You can do this by clicking on create phone number and getting your phone number. If you're somewhere else in the world, there are a few other ways that you can get a phone number inside of VAPI. You can import it from Twilio, from Vonage, or do something else. After you have your phone number inside of VAPI, you're going to copy the phone number ID up in the top right corner here. And once again, you're just going to replace my ID. You're going to click save. Next, what I wanted to do was connect the Twilio module to our workflow so that it can send SMS messages so people can schedule meetings. However, the setup with Twilio is a bit too complicated and it takes a few days to receive your phone number. But this module is still here because it shows how our voice agent can actually understand what callers are saying and then send them an SMS to make them book a meeting. For our other outbound builds, we're going to follow a very similar process. You're going to set up the exact same HTTP request for the 2 other agents. But the only difference is that you will have to copy their assistant ID and phone number ID inside because they will be different. Also, make sure to set up your Airtable modules as well as your chat models inside of this workflow. For the last workflow, you're going to do the exact same thing. What this agent can do is sense the cancellation of a meeting. So Cal.com tells us when a booking is canceled, and then based on that information, the voice AI agent finds the person in our record and then contacts them to try to get them to rebook. And doing so, it increases the number of meetings that a real estate agent can have without actually requiring them to spend time on the phone. This is also equipped with an SMS module so that it can send these people an invite link to rebook. Our last workflow is an appointment reminder workflow. What this does to increase revenue is it reminds people of their appointment 24 hours and 5 minutes before their meeting. This increases show rate and doesn't have real estate agents scrambling when somebody hasn't pulled up to the meeting. For this workflow, all you're going to do is just set up the HTTP request again with the correct assistant and phone number IDs. And now, what you have all been waiting for, is a full demo of the system. So right now what I'm going to do is call the agent, have a conversation with it, book an appointment, and then show you our qualification, lead recovery, and appointment reminder agents in action. And so right now, what I'm going to do is run a demo of our inbound agent, our reminder agent. I'm going to start first by booking an appointment. Before we do that though, I have actually deleted my old record from the Airtable. Once we're done with the call, I'm going to check this out, and you're going to see my name and information pop up.
Morgan from Vista. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I was looking to sell my home.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help with that. Are you currently working with a real estate agent, or would this be your first conversation with someone about selling?
No, it's the first conversation.
Great. Thank you for letting me know. I'd love to help you get started. Can I ask a few quick questions to make sure we match you with the right local agent? First, what area is your home located in? And do you have a particular timeline in mind for selling?
My home's located in New York City, and I'd like to sell as soon as possible.
Thank you for sharing that. New York City is a fantastic market, and having a clear timeline helps a lot. Here's what I can do next. I'll connect you with a top-rated local agent for a free, no-obligation consult to discuss your goals and answer any questions. Can I get your name and the best phone number and email to reach you? This will help us set up a quick introductory call at a convenient time for you.
My name's Azim.
Thank you, Azim. Could you please provide the best phone number and email address to reach you? That way we can set up your consult call with a local agent. Also, is there a particular day or time that works best for you for this quick intro call?
Oh yeah, my phone number is 862-299-9191.
Thank you, Azim. I've noted your phone number. Could you please provide your email address as well? And is there a preferred day or time for your intro call with our local agent, or would you like the soonest available?
Yeah, my email address is as follows. It's azim@insperai.com.
Thank you, Azim. I've got your name, phone number, and email. To make this easy, do you have a preferred day and time for your quick introductory call with our local agent, or would you like the first available slot?
How about tomorrow, June 30th at 12 p.m.?
This will just take a sec. Azim, you're all set. I've booked your introductory call with the top local agent for tomorrow, June 30th at 12 p.m. You'll receive a confirmation by email shortly. If anything changes or you need to adjust the time, just let me know. Looking forward to helping with your NYC home sale.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome, Azim. It's my pleasure to help. If you have any questions or need to reschedule, just reach out. Wishing you the best with your home sale. You're in great hands. Have a fantastic day.
So now the call has ended, and that was pretty cool. It collected my information in order. It captured it correctly. It even spelled my name correctly and got my phone number correct. And then it also booked me for my preferred time slot. Overall, its personality is quite nice. I really liked how it handled the call. From here, let's see what happened to the workflow, the Airtable, and Cal.com. So in the Airtable, I see that my details were pasted in. It got my name correct. Yep, it seems like all of the details are correct, and it even added some notes on me. Buyer from NYC wants to sell as soon as possible. And that's exactly what I said during the call. The workflow, of course, ran successfully as well. Yep, we added taking the correct route, using the book appointment and check availability tools, and yeah, following the booked route. And that's how our details were mapped into Airtable. As for Cal.com, it did book me, and Monday, 30th of June, 12 p.m. Yeah, those details seem to be correct. The only thing I would improve about the system is for the agent to ask me for my full name, because having only the first name probably doesn't go into the list of best practices for real estate. Now that we've booked an appointment in the calendar, we're going to see how the AI is able to remind us. Since I took a pause when I showed you the appointment booking, the N8N workflow results, as well as the Airtable, the workflow is no longer going to be able to do it by itself because the booking has already been created and the workflow was not active then. So what I'm going to do is simply add a one-clicking execute workflow trigger so that I can trigger it myself. And then I'm just going to remove the reminder time so that we don't have to wait until the specified time. I'm just going to hit execute workflow and it should call me in just a sec. So right now I'm actually being called and I'm going to pick up.
This is Alex from Mr. Real. Just following up on your booking.
Yeah, hi there. What did you want to do?
Hi, I'm Alex with Mr. Realtors. I'm just reaching out with a quick reminder about your upcoming consult with one of our local agents. My goal is to make sure everything's set for your appointment. Could I confirm your name and the details for your consult? I want to be sure you're all squared away. If you have any last-minute questions, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, my name's Azim and I'm looking to sell my home. I don't have any other questions.
Steven, I appreciate you letting me know. You're all set for your consult with our local agent. If anything comes up or you need to make a change, just let me know. Wishing you a great and productive conversation.
And what you just heard there was the AI calling to remind me and follow up. It was a pretty simple process, but this is actually what saves real estate agents a lot of time and allows them to do actual work instead of sitting on the phone. Finally, let's see what would happen if I was marked as qualified. So in the Airtable, I'm just going to change my status to qualified and remove a couple of details. Now, what would happen normally in N8N is the scheduled trigger would run several times a day, and search Airtable records to see which people are qualified and which are not. The people who are qualified would get a call, where an outbound agent would get them to book an appointment. What I'm going to do now is run this workflow and receive a call from the qualification agent. I'm going to hit execute workflow on the schedule trigger and I should receive a call. So I'm receiving a call right now.
Hi there, this is Michael from Vista Real Estate. Just following up after your cancellation.
Hi there.
Hi, I noticed you recently showed interest in working with Vista Realtors. Thanks for considering us. If you're still thinking about buying or selling, would you like to hop on a quick no obligation call with one of our top local agents? Here to answer any questions and help you feel confidence about your next steps. Is there a time that works well for you, or is there anything on your mind that I can help clarify?
Yeah, so I would actually appreciate booking that free consult. I think that would be useful.
Absolutely, I'm glad to hear that. I'll help get you set up for a quick no obligation call with one of our top local agents. One moment while we get everything lined up for you. Thank you for choosing Vista Realtors.
Thank you for reaching out. Goodbye.
You're very welcome. Thank you for considering Vista Realtors. Have a wonderful day.
I've just gotten off the call with the agent. As you heard, it did exactly what it was intended to do. It hinted at the fact that even though I called before, I didn't book an appointment and offered to do that for me. Since I expressed interest, it went along this route because yes, I did have interest. As explained before, this would normally go to a Twilio node because I expressed interest and it would send me a link to book through the calendar. But for simplicity reasons, we didn't do that in this video. That was the last of our 4 demos, so I once again hope you got something out of it. So, what you just saw there was the performance of these 4 voice agents that take real estate agencies and their owners from missing 34% of all calls to automating inbound calls, reminders, recovering leads, as well as following up. But you may be asking, at the end of the day, are there any statistics to back up that the system actually produces reliable results? Let's address that next. So here, I've made a small slideshow that explains all of this. First of all, let's go over the revenue and cost optimization. On average, real estate agents usually earn $55,000 to $90,000 per year. Some real estate agents do exceed 6 figures, but that is obviously less common. A 34% jump in calls, especially with reliable systems like this one, will logically lead to 34% increases in revenue. This means that a real estate agent with a $55,000 yearly income can expect it to increase to around $73,000, while a real estate agent that earns $90,000 per year will see it increase far beyond 6 figures. In comparison to the gains that are made from implementing the system, the actual investment in the system is quite minimal. The one-time setup usually hovers around the $4,000 mark, while monthly maintenance rarely exceeds $500. And sure, you can compare it to traditional support. Real estate assistance can cost anywhere from $52,000 to $68,000 per year, which is actually larger than the income of some real estate agents themselves. Meanwhile, virtual assistants still cost around $1,700 per month on average, which adds up to $20,400 per year. And here's a realistic before and after scenario. Before, you would be answering 66% of calls on average, while after you would be answering nearly every one. Follow-up rates would also increase from the industry average of 52 to 56% to a near 100% as well. Show-up rates, even though they can vary, would go from 40 to 80% to a guaranteed 60% or higher. And even though the appointment booking varies by agent, you could expect significant increases with 5 to 10 extra or more calls per week. With these agents, the revenue uplift is 34% or greater, simply because you're accepting 34% more calls, increasing your show-up rates, as well as increasing your follow-up rates, and the cost per year, as well as agent earnings. We already went over that, but the bottom line is that voice AI agents will transform your operations. They will cut costs, increase revenue, and lead to huge ROI. So, if you run a real estate agency, or really any appointment-heavy business, and you want something like this built for you, here's what to do. There's a link in the description to book a free 15-minute intro chat with me. And no, it's not a sales call. We'll actually talk about what this could look like in your business, how we could set it up, and whether it's actually worth it or not. Our systems are only based on performance. So if we don't satisfy any of the goals that we lay out, you always get your money back. If this isn't the right fit, I'll make sure you will leave with some value or advice that you can use to grow your business with AI in 2025. If you have anything you'd like to see in future videos, let me know down below in the comments. Also, join my free school community to get the best of what Voice AI has to offer. My name is Azim, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.